Hi, so time for another update. I have not been posting as much of late, especially on Threads, mainly because it was Carnival here in Germany. And if you don't know German Carnival, it's definitely an experience that you can't exactly escape it, no matter where you are in the western part of Germany. So I thought I might as well take a bit of a break. But we do have a few news to discuss, so let's get right to it. I'm hearing time and again that people experience throttling on Threads, depending on what they post about, especially when it comes to Minnesota. I have that issue myself right now. I have like 38K followers on Threads, which is my main platform right now, but I am down to a few hundred interactions or views per post. If that is manipulation, isn't manipulation, I don't know what is. So if you happen to follow me on Threads, turn on notifications, because otherwise you will probably not see my stuff. I have long-time followers who come in and tell me that they haven't seen my stuff for days or sometimes even weeks. Despite that, however, a lot of news is still getting out of Minnesota, and the situation has basically not changed. Whatever Homan has told the public, ICE is basically more active than ever, but it appears that so is resistance, so the head-to-head race for basically the rule of law there continues. I've also been told by people on the ground that the Republicans in Minnesota are currently trying to hinder resistance or block resistance altogether from protesting in public via the legislative way. I don't have that completely confirmed yet, but I am looking into this and will report once I have more information. Then the hot topic of today is, of course, that Trump basically tried to censor an interview that Stephen Colbert wanted to do with a Democratic representative from Texas via the FCC, perhaps not in the classic sense of censorship, but to the same effect insofar as the FCC is looking into changing the rules of media engagement in a way that was supposed to hinder Colbert from airing this interview. Luckily, he was not intimidated by that and reported it to the public regardless, so now we know about that as well. And since I already mentioned Carnival, this is going to be interesting for you too. You see, Carnival in Germany has long since been political, especially through the use of satirical designs for Carnival trailers. If you get featured like that in what could be called the most important cultural event in Western Germany, like that, you done fucked up. Which is really to say that knowledge about what is happening in America and how wrong it is has already penetrated the ether here in Germany, general public knowledge. Apart from that, people are focused on what is happening in Minnesota right now, which is a good thing. Nevertheless, we should not forget that the midterms are coming up, and that is all the more important because of what is happening in Minnesota. And I heard lots of concerns that Americans have about the midterms. For instance, fear that the Insurrection Act might be invoked. Then there's, of course, also the SAFE Act and the threat that ICE may pose to orderly elections. So if you want a professional insight into that, I can recommend an interview that I conducted with an election official from the US, where you can find answers to questions you may have. Last but not least, I'm currently building an editorial team for the gathering and processing of information, which is then to be shared on social media, because I discovered that we do have a lot of information about the important things that are happening in America, but it is often fragmented and not easily accessible. Given there's so much happening already, you basically suffer from a constant information overload. And that is what I want to work against with that team I'm building. So I hope we will be able to get that started soon. That is everything from my side. I will see you in the next one.